then when you're done, it stops. So what did you do during that time while you were playing to prepare yourself for when those checks start coming in? And basketball has given me, it's given me so much. There's so much gratitude that I have for it that I will never let it not be a part of who I am, but I don't let it be the only thing that I am.
It's a bar.
Yeah.
Draymond Green on Shaquille O'Neal's podcast, he said the NBA does not set
Nothing about me this time?
Yeah, no, nothing about you this time. You're the first person we've had on the show.
Quantum mechanics?
I'm good.
Oh
I don't even want to know what that is.
That was the hardest class I've ever taken.
Yeah, I'm still good on mechanics. I don't even want to. So what skills have you learned through basketball that help you in your business right now? Besides like the financial aspect, what do you think the most important thing an athlete can do to prep themselves for retirement, regardless of the level?
It's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of You Only Die Twice. I'm your host, Warren Ward, and today I am joined by Andrew Nicholson. Andrew Nicholson was drafted in 2012 by the Orlando Magic. He also played for the Brooklyn Nets and the Washington Wizards. After 5 years in the NBA, he has then went on to play the last 7 years in Asia. In this episode, we're going to be discussing Andrew's time within the NBA, how to make your money work for you and how Andrew's doing that, and his process within transition as an active player.
Andrew Nicholson.
What's up, man?
You ready to die?
I'm ready to go. Get 2 lives, right?
You get 2 lives, exactly. Why is athlete transition important to you?
For me personally, I think athlete transition is one of the top things an athlete should focus on, especially when they're transitioning from, going from playing to not playing. Mm-hmm. Like, it's 2 totally different worlds. Mm-hmm. And, you got to be able to understand, life's not going to be the same as how you were on the court and on the field as when you are in the real world. So for instance, like financial stability, it might not be the same, you know what I mean? Like, you're getting paid active income while you're playing, and then when you're done, it stops. So what did you do during that time while you were playing to prepare yourself for when those checks start coming in? Mm-hmm. Social integration as well too, like how people deal with you, like a lot of times when you're playing, people are going to pick up the phones. When you're done playing, some people aren't going to even answer your phones. They're not going to pick up your calls at all. Knowing how to deal with people who aren't necessarily, like athletes. So like if in the professional world, you're around professional athletes all the time. So we have a different mentality. So when you come out of that, you got to be able to know how to interact with people who aren't athletes and don't have that mentality as well too. You know what I mean? So it's like understanding, how life is going to be after is something you should be really focused on while you're playing. That's something what I've done for many, many years.
So essentially then you were thinking about the end in the beginning.
100%. 100%. Right when I got in the league, I was very happy to be able to, play professionally, but I was thinking, what am I going to do during this time to prepare myself for when I'm done?
Do you think most athletes have that attitude and mentality?
I would hope so. I don't think a lot of them do, but I want them to start to realize that, you can't start to pick up your life when you're right when it stops.
But aren't you supposed to enjoy the moment?
Enjoy the moment 100%. I'll never take that away. Always enjoy the moment, but also you want to enjoy the moment after when the ball starts counting too, right?
Right.
So, just preparing for that. Like you gotta prepare. Like be smart with your money, your financial decisions, because basketball and any other sports, it's a finite career. It's not forever. I wish it was. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully I want to say the consequences of making it there, but I think consequences usually use it as a negative term, but in this case, it's actually very positive. The consequences should set you up for the rest of your life, which we're going to talk about later on. But I don't necessarily think for the majority of athletes it does. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. And I mean that comes around with, having financial literacy, the right people around you, people who have who've gone through that transition to be in your circle to help you. To realize that, that's something that's going to be coming and you got to be prepared for it.
So who is that person for you? You talked about having the right people around you. So who are those people for you?
My parents, they were always instilling to me, be smart with your money, be smart with what you do. My dad, he was always the one in my corner who always taught me how to, be a good person to other people. It doesn't matter if you're in the league or not. Yeah. Always treat everybody with the same respect, and I always held that, standard to myself. Mm-hmm. And I've always been the same person, whether I'm talking to my teammates or anybody I meet on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my mom, she was also a big factor in me, saving my money and putting it in the right places. And, that's what's enabled me to be where I am today.
Do you have any I could borrow? I'm a little short.
I got a few bucks.
Okay, cool. Okay, I appreciate
I
that.
charge interest, though. That's the financial literacy part.
Yeah, man. Fun fact, we played against each other in high school many years. He's the reason why I don't have any ROPSA championships. We talked about respecting others. He completely disrespected our team, dunked on us 1,000,001
Go
times.
Gators.
Phenomenal basketball player in high school. But you know what? As much as I know you, I don't know who introduced you to basketball.
So I started pretty late. I was a baseball player actually for 7 years, believe it or not.
I don't believe that.
Yeah. T-ball, rookie ball. Where they put the ball in the machine, they shoot it at you.
Yeah, of course.
I did that. I did a couple rep teams. I was with the Bloor Jays for many years. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, the Bloor Jays.
So you were 6'7" playing baseball?
No, I was a kid though.
Oh, okay.
I was a kid. Yeah. But then I played basketball at recess, casually.
For fun.
For fun.
Okay.
But I went to Phase 1 basketball camp. I remember in grade 11.
Yeah, I remember Phase 1.
Yeah.
Dawkins.
Shout out
to Dawkins,
Shout out
man.
to Dawkins. I went there, and that's where the basketball journey kind of started for me. After that summer, I went to the Farther Gates. Everybody gives me static for this. I did go to Leger one year. I did play on the team.
No way.
Yeah. So all my Leger people, I am mentioning Leger. Not a lot of people know that. I went to Brampton. I was in Leger for a year. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
So after that summer, I went to Phase 1. Then I went to Farther Gates 3 years. I did try it for the baseball team there. I was not very good. I was actually very, very bad.
Huh.
Yeah. I was tall. My strike zone was big. All these umpires are short, so they're throwing it at my ankles, calling strikes, and I'm like, But after that experience, I went to the basketball team, and we were Coach Coolig, David Tyndall. He's my trainer now.
Yeah.
We stayed in touch, and he's been helping me hone my skills, as a professional.
Yes.
We were the 1-2 punch on the Gator squad.
Yeah, I know.
As you know.
I'm well aware.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. Still don't sleep because of some of those days and games. But you were highly recruited in high school, and I would love to know, why didn't you go the prep route? Because a lot of people at that time started to go. Tristan, Corey, all those guys. You could have easily gone, and you chose not to.
Surprisingly, there wasn't a lot of high level, super, super high level schools that were looking at me. I know St. John's is probably the only one, but most of my schools were mid-major.
Okay.
Mid-major, low major D1. I'm not sure why they didn't want me, which is fine. I'm glad the route that I took, because St. Bonaventure was one of the best 4 years I've had, in college. But I decided to go there because it was very close to home. 3-hour drive.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Close to home. They had a new science building that they were. That's what really enticed me. I know. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think I was gonna go professional until I would say my 3rd or 4th year of college. I just wanted to use basketball to get me free education, because I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to go to med school. So I started with chemistry.
Yeah.
That was my major when I went right into college. And then as I started to see my progress in basketball, my coach sat me down. He's like, you can be a pro.
Yeah.
You can be a pro if you put your mind to it, you practice, put the hours in the gym. So I started to stay every summer session, worked on my jump hook, worked on my shot. And I was fortunate enough to get drafted by Orlando in 2012.
Right.
Yeah.
You graduated from St. Bonaventure with a degree in physics.
Yeah.
Do you use that degree today?
I don't. Actually, no. It's kind of like
in any capacity?
Any capacity, no. If I have a conversation, someone starts talking about science, I'll understand what they're saying and I can chime in, but I haven't really had any opportunity to use it. It's not like I'm, calculating the trajectory of a free throw.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Anyone who graduates with a degree in physics, I mean, you probably could.
But
be like, hey, you're going to miss that one, buddy. Try this one the next time.
But science has always been something I was good at. I was never the one to give you a 5-10 page essay. I can give you something great in 2 to 3 pages, no problem. 5 to 10, you lost me on that one. Yeah. So that was my strength. And I switched from chemistry to physics because physics was a little bit of a lighter load academically.
Yeah.
So I was able
balancing
to focus.
all that.
Yeah. So I had to be able to, like you said, balance.
Yeah.
Balance that. So
you touched on something a little bit earlier, and I want to talk about it. It's Athletes are treated special, right? Period. Right? Athletes
Yeah.
and part of being an athlete and benefiting from being a pro is that you do get those privileges. So when you're no longer associated with the highest levels of performance, is it naive or arrogant of an athlete to think, well, I should continue being treated the same way I was, or should that whole mentality change? And is that hard to let go of? Because I couldn't imagine being at the NBA level or, the highest level in the world, and all of a sudden just no longer have the same privileges that I had before.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because, when we're in that bubble, we're so conditioned to receive that treatment. So that's all that we know.
Everything's done for you.
Everything is literally done for you. And, there's even a transition from going from the league to other leagues as well, too.
Really?
When it's a funny story. My first year in China, I didn't realize I had to do my own laundry. I had to carry my own shoes. I had to carry my own uniform.
Carry your own shoes was a problem? You
Yeah,
never done that before in the league?
But no.
Someone carries your shoes?
Yeah, they have a shoe bag. Once you're done practice, you leave everything on your loop, leave it in your locker. They take care of everything.
So if you have 12 shoes, you bring them all?
Well, 12 shoes, that's a lot.
I know.
Well,
PJ Tucker or something. I just immediately, I don't know, bro. I have a lot of shoes, so I'm saying yeah.
12. I mean, if you really wanted them to, I guess they would, right?
Wow,
if you needed them for the game, but yeah, they literally did everything for me. But then when I went to China, it was humbling because I was able to appreciate the little things that the guys in the league, like the staff, the equipment manager, did for us. You know what I mean? Because you're so conditioned for them doing it that when it's taken away, you get to realize how special it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's like when you go to some other leagues, I've only played in Asia, so I can imagine some other leagues, they probably do things that are worse. I don't even know, but it's like if you're so used to being treated a certain way and you transition to another league, it's tough. It's tough.
So then that was hard for you to essentially deal with.
It was tough, but because the way I was brought up, I accepted it.
Okay.
I accepted it. I could either, complain about it or I can just accept it. I'll carry my own stuff. No problem.
Right.
Who should be one to carry my stuff when I can do it myself? Right? So yeah, it's I just remember those first 3 months. It was tough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the food is different. We're staying at 5-star restaurants, eating 5-star food. Then we're going to, another country. You're eating food that you're not used to. You have to make it work.
Right.
Have to make it work.
Quite the adjustment period when you're dealing with that. Do you believe that most athletes have that same sort of mentality where it's like it's okay, or would you agree that most people want to be treated the same way?
I think most people would want to be treated the same way, but to survive, you need to be able to adapt.
I'm
you
firm
have
believer
to
in
adapt.
that, brother.
Yeah, it's all about adaptation.
Adaptation.
As an athlete.
I had it tattooed on my arm.
Oh yeah,
yeah, brother. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Adaptation, man.
Adaptation, man. You have to make it work, and you have to, you got to be humbled. You got to be humbled because then you get to see how life really is from a different lens as opposed to the bubble that we've been in for so long.
So do you think that bubble is to the detriment? Why is it such an extreme where everything is done for you? Why is there no real, because that's not the real world. Right. And if I've been doing that for 10, 12 years or 17 years, a lot of guys are playing longer now, especially, at the NBA level.
Yeah.
If I've been so accustomed to that, why would I ever want it to stop?
I mean, they do it for us so we can perform at the highest level. So I understand why it's being done.
Okay.
It's just that we have to bridge the gap of knowing that, that's not how it's always going to be. And that's why I think a lot of transition for some athletes or most athletes is tough. Because once that treatment stops, once the ball stops bouncing, you hit real life hard. And it's your first time hitting it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why you got to prepare yourself while you're playing for when it's done.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I'd love to ask, what is the difference when you're introduced as Andrew Nicholson, the NBA player, and Andrew Nicholson, who used to play in the league, who now plays overseas?
For me, I just look at the first part, Andrew Nicholson. Whether I played in the NBA, whether I played it overseas, or whether I play anywhere, I don't see that as a big part of my identity. It is a part of my identity, but it's not a big part. The ones who know me know, they know my personality, they know how I am, and they know my approach to life. So, I mean, I'm so grateful I played in the NBA. That's something many have dreamed of, but
4,374. You're one of those people
exactly
ever to play in the NBA.
Yeah. That's a wow. That's Crazy percentage.
Crazy stat.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But that's not usually my identity. I don't necessarily identify myself as an ex-NBA player. That's not the first thing I say. You know, I say I'm Andrew Nicholson. Nice to meet you.
Right.
And I say, oh, have you played anywhere? I'm like, yeah, I played 5 years NBA, 7 years Asia, still playing, whatever.
What is your identity?
My identity?
Yeah.
Me, I'm trying to create a legacy, man. I'm trying to create a legacy with what I'm doing. Trying to build up the people around me to be on the level that I've experienced. So like being in the league, you're with the cream of the crop.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You're with the best of the best.
Yeah.
They have all the money, all the fame, all everything.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of my friends and my partners, I want them to be on that level up there with me. So I build these businesses with them. And with the businesses that I have are also a reflection of who I am.
Okay.
You know, like Training Ground, Revibe, my gym, the Rec, Crumble. You know, I love cookies. Gotta put that in there, right?
Yeah.
Canerta, 44 Hoops. All those are just a reflection of me, and I want to see everybody who I've invested in to be brought up to what I've experienced.
Yeah. We're gonna get into your business portfolio in a second. I want to get take a deep dive into that. What I would love to know is, how has your identity been wrapped into basketball? Like, are you constantly removing yourself from it, or are you trying to prove that you're more than that at times? And maybe prove isn't the right word, but when people meet you, I mean, they meet me and they assume I play basketball, so they definitely assume you do.
Yeah, they do.
You know, so it'd be interesting to be like, are you? Because I myself sometimes say that, if someone says, "Hey, you know what, Warren, do you play basketball?" I say, "No, I don't. I'm a lawyer."
Yeah.
Like, really? No, I'm not. It's like, do you ever do that as well?
For me, so I don't remove myself from being a basketball player because basketball has given me all this opportunity. So when they ask me, yeah, I hoop. I still hoop. Yeah. Loving it. Basketball for me wasn't just a job; it was a lifestyle. And I like
What do you mean by that? It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. So how I eat, how I recover, who I'm around. It's 24/7. It's not just when the game's on, not just after tip off.
Right.
On season, off season, everything I do has something tied to my lifestyle, which is basketball. And basketball has given me so much that I have to. What's the word I'm looking for? It's given me so much that there's so much gratitude that I have for it that I will never let it not be a part of who I am, but I don't let it be the only thing that I am.
It's a bar.
Yeah, that's a
bar. You talked about this earlier. You've used basketball as a tool to set up your life, and I love that. I respect that. Maybe I didn't do that necessarily the same way you did, but is that the correct way most athletes should approach the game of basketball, where it's just a tool? You should never let it become your identity. You should never let it become everything that you're about. Is that a true sentiment for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I use the game and continue to use the game to help me get to where I need to go. And it's a part of my identity, but it's not the only part. So I want people to understand that, like this orange ball can take you places you've never experienced to go, like around the world, give you a great job, take care of your family, get you free education. It can give you so much opportunities. Yeah. But I just don't want to see people get used by this ball, because that happens way too much. But you got to be smart. If you're smart about it, you can utilize the sport to get you where you need to go. Like, think about it. We're playing basketball. It's fun. It's a fun sport. Why would you not use it to your advantage to get what you need to get out of life and get you where you need to go? And that comes with discipline. It's not just going out, just doing a few crossovers, shooting a few free throws. No, it's taking care of your body, being around the right people, having the discipline to know that, hey, I shouldn't be going out till 6 a.m. and I have to practice at 8. You know what I mean? It's like you should be able to know that, like, have your fun, but also
6 a.m. and 8 a.m. practice is crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah,
it's nuts. It's wild. But also, I mean, just basically the discipline aspect can get you where you need to go in the sport.
I agree. I think it is hard to be disciplined, especially when when you want to have the time of your life as well, and you want to enjoy your youth, and whether you play overseas or not. I mean, not everyone is going to be as fortunate enough to make it to the NBA where they have enough to like enjoy all those luxuries,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like being smart about it is so necessary.
Absolutely.
And that's why, you know, we want to have this conversation so that other people
Yep.
can listen to you and listen to people that have lived it and
Yep.
are currently doing so,
Yep.
and have something else that, you know, they can lean on. Which brings me to my next question about your, you know, your passions and, you know, your interests. When did you start to learn and identify those, like in your playing career?
So for me, like, I've always wanted to own a basketball court. You know what I mean? That's
Okay.
always been a dream.
Even in high school, it started then, or
I always wanted one.
Okay.
I always wanted a court.
Nice.
And I finally got to put my dream to a reality.
okay,
Because I have one called the Rec 44 out in Markham, and it's my way of giving back to the community. So I have given them the pro experience.
right,
So there we have full FIFA size court, 2 half courts. We have my other company that I'm invested in, Revive. It's a social wellness house where we do we're experts in recovery.
okay,
You know, RMTs, osteo, naturopath, everything. You know, full physio and everything. One of our partners is also Tempo Fitness. You know,
Okay.
they're based out of Mississauga. Exercise weight room business they have, and I have all 3 of those in one.
right,
So when I was in Orlando, Washington, wherever, you know, I was able to practice, get a stretch, get a massage, and then lift weights. Not everybody has access to that.
here in your own gym.
In my own gym, I have all 3 of those aspects because I wanted to bring the pro aspects to the community.
Are you giving away free memberships? Just asking. Just asking for a friend.
yeah.
Asking for a friend.
First 10 who sign up.
Yeah.
No, but it's I wanted to give the pro experience to the community because not everybody in the community gets to experience that. Like,
Yeah.
think
Nobody
about it.
does.
Yeah, think
Especially
about it.
here. Yeah, nobody does.
You get a membership, you can come shoot whenever you want, get a stretch, get a physio, whatever ailments that you have, and you can get a lift in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to, like I said, give that to the community because I never had that. We never really had that when we were growing up. It was either one or the other.
No.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And even then, I was
even
playing
then, I
outside.
was struggling. Yeah.
Playing outside, lifting was push-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't have no gym.
Trying to get in the gym, it's like you had to
Exactly.
know somebody to let you in.
You had to get a permit in high school and all type of
man.
nonsense. So
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, man, I remember those days.
So I want to avoid that, and everybody can have access to it because I've experienced it. You know, it's a great
Yeah.
experience. You know, just being able to do all those things in one place.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Will you incorporate like your degree into what you're going to do next? Because having a physics degree is not easy. So I would love
not.
to.
It
You're
was
the first
hard,
person.
bro.
I'm sure. I don't even want to know how hard it
It
was.
was tough.
You're the first person we've had
Ever
on the
did
show.
quantum mechanics?
I'm good.
Oh
I don't
my
even want
gosh.
to know what that is.
I
Brother.
still don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's so hard. That was the hardest class I've ever taken.
Yeah, I'm still good on mechanics. I don't even want to. I don't want quantum anywhere in
Quantum
there.
mechanics. Oh man, it was so hard.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
mean-
my professor too, Dr. DiMatteo from St. Bonaventure. He was good.
Okay.
He helped me. He helped me a lot, but it was tough.
Yeah. Are you like you said earlier that you want to be a doctor? Is medicine or any of that something that you want to practice later on in life? Because bro, you're like we're young, like technically,
Yeah.
but like you could still become a doctor now.
That's more school.
Good point. Next
I'll be honest
question.
with you. It is more school, but for me, like my doctor aspirations now can be shown what we're doing at Revive. Because that's
Yeah.
kind of things that we have as well
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? So
And you own that. So
yeah,
that-
exactly. It's better that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
What else does Andrew Nicholson want to be known for, other than just being someone who played in the NBA and had a basketball career? What do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be providing an experience to people who haven't been able to experience it. Which is what I'm doing with my gym.
Okay.
For all athletes, I want them to have that pro experience, and I want them to understand, like even if we have guys who come in from our gym, like if they go play professionally, they go D1, whatever, I want to have an impact to help them get to that next level, because then that's another step forward for them to be able to use the sport to get them where they want to be. Because the sport, if you're good to it, it'll be good to you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that applies to everybody. I think a lot of people have been good to the sport and still haven't been able to benefit totally from all the reapings and blessings. Like you have to get lucky as well. But I agree. I think, being good to the sport helps you in some fashion.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's challenges that come, injury.
There is.
I've had
There
my
is,
fair
yeah.
share of that, and I thought I was good to the sport as well, and it didn't
Yeah.
work out. But that's why this exists now. Without those challenges, I wouldn't be here sitting talking to you.
Right.
You know, I would see you at the LeBron party or whatever. Whenever we're out doing our thing, right? You know, but the game has brought this, and I'm grateful for that. The same way, you know, you have your gym. What are some of the biggest challenges that you faced in your career, both personally and as an athlete?
I mean, as an athlete, like when I was younger, growing up, you know, in the league, there were times where, you know, like you're not playing. You know, there's times where you want to play.
Yeah.
You get DNP. You play 5 minutes, then maybe you'll play 30 minutes, and DNP, the inconsistency. So that was tough to get adjusted to, because, you know, when you're coming from like everybody in the league, they were all stars on their team in college or wherever they're playing, right? So then you have to find your role, find your where you fit and where you belong on the team. But I mean, it was tough, but then you got to understand, like, you're in the NBA still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're still making a ton of money.
Yeah.
You're still playing in the best league in the world. Yes, I know you have the competitive edge in you that you're not playing in it, and it sucks, but you still have to be grateful that you're a part of that small percentage that made it to that level. And that's something that I had to really learn as I was during my 5 years in the NBA.
Well, I think to that point, a lot of that is very circumstantial, because like, I remember, this is a few years ago now, Cam Thomas was playing in Brooklyn, and Kyrie just got traded, right, from Brooklyn. Yeah. And everyone was like, yo, Cam Thomas is nice. He's scoring 40 and it's 5 straight games or 35 or whatever. And
it happens,
I was like, well, yeah, like, everyone's that good. They just don't get the opportunity. If I'm paying Kyrie $60 million, he's playing.
He has to play.
Absolutely. He has to play.
It's an investment.
It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's just business. Like, Cam Thomas isn't making that kind of money, so Kyrie will play. And if Kyrie leaves, then you get opportunity.
You get opportunity, yeah.
I'm sure in your situation there was other power. Like, you're getting the best of the best of the best every single year.
Yep.
So you not playing, like, mentally, obviously that is.
It's
like,
tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Especially when you're used to playing.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly. But you gotta keep your skills sharp, because
how do you
when
that
opportunity comes,
right,
you got to be ready. Because if you're pouting for so long, then you're gonna play. It's like,
does that happen a lot? Guys are pissed and pouting and stuff.
I think it does happen to some, not all, because there are a lot of professional guys who I've been around the league. Yeah. So you know, you get your extra work in. So when your opportunity comes, you shine. You shine.
And do you think that's easy to do?
It's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And only the strong survive in that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Well, unlike most athletes, you're in a position to ultimately decide how and what you want to spend your day on. You know, that's a privilege that that you have. Is that a calming feeling, or is that sort of scary that you don't have to do what the rest of us normal folk do?
I mean, it does come with a lot of work as well too. You know, like I said, I'm a business owner, active business owner, and still playing. So my hours in the day are very limited at times. You know, so I have to find a way to also have time for myself where I can decompress and actually enjoy the summer, but also I have to train and get ready for next season,
right?
And then I have to help manage the businesses that I'm actively involved in,
right?
But you have to love it. You have to really love, like, all three of those. You got to love it so you can survive it. You know what I mean? Like, I love working. I love working where I'm building my business and I'm building myself as well too. You have to have that mentality to want to get better and everything. So when that time comes, you build now so you can chill later. You know what I mean?
When you say build yourself, how are you doing that?
Building myself, you know, taking time to myself, meaning like not going hard all the time, but also knowing when to recover, knowing when to take a deep breath in. So it's like either hanging out with your friends, doing a recovery day, going to a spa, doing whatever you need to do to mentally just rewind and release. Yeah. Then you get back at it. 'Cause you can't go 24/7. That's impossible. We're not robots. We're still humans. You know what I mean? We still
Retail
need that
therapy,
fun.
brother.
Exactly.
Retail therapy.
Exactly.
Buy a little pair of shoes or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, hard for me to
yoga.
find shoes, man.
I saw at the front door
Yeah.
them boats you call shoes.
I parked them in there. You know?
Titanic sitting at the front there.
Size 18. They're hard to get. Man.
8, yeah, no, I didn't even. I literally was moving the thing over there. I was wondering. I was like, "Damn, Andrew, bro, what?
I know, right?
What are you wearing?"
Those are big.
Yeah, 18, huh?
18, yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
I know.
Yeah.
It's been tough.
Yeah.
My shoe size grew with my age. That's the crazy part. So it stopped when I was 18.
That's amazing.
I know.
That's amazing. But
Could you imagine if it kept going?
yeah, no, I couldn't, bro. I couldn't. You'd be in like the Shaq territory.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Cat's shoes look big on TV. So I couldn't imagine seeing him in person,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Besides like the financial aspect, what do you think the most important thing an athlete can do to prep themselves for retirement, regardless of the level? Because I feel as though the pain of like letting something go is just the same whether you're in the NBA, high school, college, D1 pro. Like once you're done, you're done. So what do you think the most important thing someone can do?
You just got to get ready to accept it. Like it's going to come at some point. You know, accepting it can be tough, but if you're prepared, accepting it will not be as hard as when you're not prepared. Essentially is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I get you. Well, what do you think the I guess my follow-up is like, what do you think the first thing you need to do in order to accept that? Like, do you have to prepare yourself beforehand or just accept the reality that, listen, like I'm not going to get to this level or I'm never going to be, maybe, I won't have $50 million when I'm done playing or whatever. It's accepting that or accepting the fact that I'm no longer involved in this.
It could be a little bit of both. I mean, if you know you're not going to be getting to that high level, you got to find a way to essentially make yourself, like, I guess you could say useful. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, my advice would be find something that you're good at, find something else that you love, and put it together. And that could be your new passion. But use your time playing to help catalyze that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That would be my advice.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing now. I'm using my time. Like I'm still playing, but I'm using basketball to help fund, like when I'm playing in Asia, to help fund my passions off the court.
Right.
And that's something that when I'm done playing, as we had the convo earlier, when I'm done playing, I can just transition right into that,
brother.
Yeah, transition right into that.
You have a very diverse business portfolio, and I want to dive into that. Revive, real estate, Crumble. Am I missing one? The gym?
The gym. Let's see. Canurda.
Shout out to Akeem Gardner.
Akeem Gardner, my guy.
Yeah.
Training ground.
Yeah.
44 Hoops. That's my nonprofit. It's been running since 2014. And I have some stuff in Indonesia, just like a hospitality service called Samya Indocorp.
What is that?
So basically, when you come to Bali, I've been to Bali 3 times. The first time I went, I loved it, but I didn't know what to do. So I partnered with.
When you say what to do, what do you mean? Like
where to go, what to book. Like I went on Google. That's one thing, but like when you have a service that can actually concierge everything and take care of you, like you come to us, we'll get your visas done. We'll get. You need a car service. You need a shopper and excursions. Everything we take care of.
This guy when we go
take
to
care
Bali.
of that.
What are you talking
Bali is amazing, guys. You have to go.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love it so much. I went after the season, buddy. That's amazing. You ever seen a Komodo dragon?
Nope.
Buddy.
Do I want to?
I don't think you want to. They are massive.
Yeah.
They will eat you.
I'm assuming they wear size 18 shoes as well.
Probably bigger. I took a photo with one. I actually went on the island where, like on National Geographic, you see like them swallowing goats or whatever.
Yeah,
We were walking on that beach. When we saw one, we took a photo. It was scary.
When you say with it, you mean like you
It was asleep.
Oh, okay.
No, I was asleep. I'm not touching that.
I was curious.
God.
I was curious.
Buddy, if they bite you, they have so much bacteria in their mouth. It's like toxic. You just bleed out. And then they just watch you bleed. Then they just swallow you. Yeah. Yeah. They don't care. They do not care.
Okay, we're never gonna go see a Komodo dragon ever in life. I'll go to Bali and use your services.
Yeah, it's amazing.
that's actually a really cool business though. That's dope. What do you think you like? I'm assuming prior to making it, to the NBA, you didn't have much like business acumen. So
Right.
how do you go about making these decisions on what to invest in? And what have you learned about business and wealth personally? Have you made a lot of mistakes in business as well?
Oh, absolutely. I made a lot of mistakes, worked with the wrong people, you know what? But you learn from that.
And how do you
learn from
decipher
that.
who to work with? Because I'm sure since making it to the league, you have so many people asking you, and hey, I got this idea or this investment, and
A lot of people ask, they do.
or invest in this or come to
Yeah. But for me, it's something that I can't invest into something that I'm not connected to. If it's something that I have no passion to, I'm not putting my money in it because I'm going to have no value. I'm just going to be capital. At that point, just go to a bank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll get a better rate than them from what I charge you. Don't come to me.
It sounds like I'm not going to take no money from you. You sound like your interest rate's at 30%.
44%.
Okay, it makes
40,
sense.
That's my
yeah,
number.
44. It makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, me and you can't work together, buddy. But yeah, so you've made a lot of mistakes in business.
I made a lot of mistakes, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of mistakes, but you learn from those. You can't really trust everybody, and other people aren't going to make money for you.
Right.
Remember that. Always remember that,
Yeah.
So I work with partners who I know I genuinely connect with, and we generally have the same goal.
Okay.
And that's what I've had with all the entities that I have now. Great people, phenomenal people. Like, we're just on the same wavelength. And that's why I invest in those companies, because I don't only want to see the company do well, I want them to do well too. So it's more than just business for me. I want to see them succeed, because I've been there. I've been at the top, and I want to see them get to the top too. So I don't just invest in the business, I invest in the person.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you have like a vetting process for that beforehand, or these are just like personal friends of yours?
Obviously, I see the numbers of the business, and I see the value and the potential where it can go, and I see where I can enter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I don't do. I should do what should we call? What's those things?
Like a Shark Tank?
Lending.
Oh,
Lending,
yeah.
Should be a lender. Huh?
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
No, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just need to see where the business is going, where their vision is for it.
Yeah.
And if there's ways that I can actually help the business,
Yeah.
I'll go into it. But if I can't help, I'm not just going to give you money and just say here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I get behind all the businesses that I do. I try to make it.
Are you like hands-on business owner? Or is it's not just capital?
No, I'm not completely hands-on. Obviously, I have partners who do it, but whatever I can do to help it,
Okay.
I'm in that aspect.
And
hands-on.
have you taken any courses on how to operate and manage a business yourself, or you just learned through trial and error?
A little bit. So I've read a lot of books, obviously,
that helps.
on how to do it. But trial and error is the best.
That's the best teacher.
Lesson.
Yeah,
that's the best lesson. Learning how to navigate the business and have the right people to work with. It's trial and error is the best.
Is it hard to be a professional athlete, because that in itself is its own business? You as an athlete, as an entity, are your own business, and then managing all the other businesses as well. Like, is that difficult?
I'm not gonna lie, it is tough at times, because like I'm playing in South Korea.
Yeah, it's
and
overwhelming.
I'm 14 hours away.
Yeah.
So communication can be tough. A lot of the times I'm up late at night talking to my partners. We're just getting updates in the business. That's why during the summer I'm actively here and involved to help make sure everything is good. So when I'm gone, it's seamless. Because I can do stuff remotely, but while I'm here, I try to make the impact as much as I can. So before I go.
So just for example, what would be your daily schedule now in the off season, and your schedule when you're overseas?
Right now, I train in the mornings. I usually go from between 9 and 1 o'clock. I'm kind of like offline.
Okay.
So I'm in the gym, strength training or shooting between those hours. And then after that, I do my recovery at Revive.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I do the stretching and everything.
Not gonna go to LA Fitness.
Yeah, no, I know, right? So I'll take my calls there. I'll bring people into the space. Days I'll go drive to Markham as well too, to the gym, and just make sure everything's good. I have a great team there. Great general manager there. We have a great management staff at Revive. So I just go in, I check in, make sure everything's good. Whatever I can do to help, I do it. Yeah. The other companies, I just get updates and whenever they need me. I do it. But
And then overseas practice games, and then you're managing your business in the off hours.
yeah, in the off hours, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, practice games. So it's actually easier during the season for me.
I could see that.
It's way easier.
You're 14
than
hours
when you're-
away.
I'm 14
Yeah,
hours
you
away,
get
yeah.
an email, you can answer whenever
Yeah,
you
the
want.
afternoons are dead because everyone's asleep over here, right?
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
But then after like 7 p.m. and on, everyone's waking up. That's when the phone goes.
What's life like over there? Would you move there or?
Oh my God, I would definitely move there.
Really?
Yeah, South Korea is an amazing place to live.
Huh.
It's so clean. The food is good. Culture's amazing. They have all 4 seasons. Not like, I mean, we have 4 seasons in a day here, right? So
Yeah,
they actually
facts.
have 4 seasons there. But no, I love it there. I love it there. It's phenomenal.
Okay. I'm sure everyone stares at you while you're there.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you're a foot taller than everybody, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And black.
yeah, that too, yeah.
I mean, let's not leave that part.
Yeah, I know.
That
is
okay.
true.
I was just joking, but in terms of this is one thing I really want to. I ask most of the guests because in your situation, you're never going to work a 9-to-5 job. I understand that. I retired. I stopped playing in 2018. I got into the workforce. I work in tech sales as my day job. But if you were to do that, if you were to stop everything right now and go to a company, whatever company, you know, Microsoft, whatever, would you want your athletic experience to count as work experience? Do you think those two things are transferable and relatable?
I guess it depends who's hiring you, because some people, they don't really respect that. You know what I mean?
I know, but should they?
They should, because you know how to work with a team.
And under pressure.
Yeah, you know how to work with a team and under pressure. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people, especially who haven't been athletes, can appreciate that.
So what skills have you learned through basketball that help you in your business right now?
Conflict resolution for sure. You know, if you have some, that's a big
It's funny
one.
that you said that's the first one.
Right, yeah.
That's an underrated skill, I think. Yeah.
Because you might have some dumbass team. Oh, sorry. Can I say that?
You can say whatever you
sorry.
want. No, don't apologize. Keep going.
You might
Keep
have
going.
you might have some dumb teammates and
No,
then
dumbass teammates. Yeah. You may have some
teammates, but
dumbass teammates.
You have
right.
to find a way to navigate around that. Like
Right.
I haven't had any per se, but like you have to find a way to like communicate with them.
Right.
You have to find a way to just work with them, because you guys are trying to win. You know, there's a lot of some people have like egos. You know, jealousy.
Some people.
Well, okay, majority of them have egos. So you have to be able to navigate that around too, right? And then
Especially
when you're playing against the opposing team,
Right.
you know, they could be playing dirty. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You're gonna fight back, or you're gonna just try to focus on the goal. And you being able to solve that
On the fly as well.
on the fly as well too,
Right.
is a huge thing in the workplace, because not everybody's an athlete. They don't have the mentality and discipline that we've had.
Right.
So going into the workforce, it's an advantage for us because we already have that skill set.
Right. Is there anything else you would add that you have honed and learned that helps you in your business? So you got conflict revolution. Is there anything else?
Honestly, discipline. I'd never be late. You late for practice, you get fined.
I know, bro.
You get fined, or you're on the line
shit.
running.
50 euros for, I think it was for every 1 minute, it was 50 euros when I was overseas, bro.
Yeah. So it's like, that's a discipline, because you know you can't be late.
Cannot, unacceptable.
If you're late, it's either you didn't prepare or you didn't care.
Yeah.
So you got to pick one. They both pretty bad. You know what I mean? So, which one was it?
Yeah, exactly. Funny enough, recently I was listening to Draymond Green on Shaquille O'Neal's podcast, and he said the NBA does not set
Well, nothing about me this time?
Yeah, no, nothing about you this time. Nothing about
He got over it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, this. I remember that clip. I saw the podcast
Oh
you did.
my
You were talking
God.
about you. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, nothing about you. He said the NBA does not set up players to be wealthy afterwards. He said that the way that they're taxed, and he said he said taxation and fines does not set up players. Now people in the comments were like, you made $170 million or if not more in your career. I think you're fine. You know, I think you're fine. Do you agree with that? Do you think the NBA sets up players to be wealthy?
So the NBA, the NBPA and the NBA, I think they've done a good job for giving us the opportunities to set us up, because there are certain funds that you can participate in by
Okay.
putting portions of your paycheck in. So when you're done,
You have money.
You have money, and a lot of the times the team matches it.
Okay.
So that's an option for you to do. I'm not sure if anybody else does it. I've done it.
Okay.
It's a no-brainer.
Right.
You're putting in money into a fund, and the team's going to match it. And then when you're done playing, you can tap into it whenever you want. I don't see how the NBA sets you up to not be financially stable. They give us a lot of money. You just have to be the one who is smart enough to put your money in places where it's going to make you money back.
Right.
I mean, they take care of the hotels, they take care of the flights, they basically do a lot of the things for you. So, I'm struggling to find out how you cannot be successful. I mean, fines and stuff, that's on you.
Yeah.
And
Draymond's got fined quite a bit.
Well, yeah. So that's a subjective aspect that he needs to address. But I'm struggling to see how that's even possible.
Right. And after a certain number of years, you get a pension, right? How many years do you have to play?
I think it's like 4 or 5. I think
4 or 5 years, and you get a pension.
you get something. Yeah,
Rest of your life.
and it gets more. And it gets more after I think 10.
Okay.
I'll have to look into that too. But I know it's around that.
Right. Just to maintain your life. Right. Right. Looking back on your career now, thus far, what are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of how I was able to play in the best basketball league in the world for many years.
Yep.
And sustain what I've had made in that time to what I'm doing now. I'm pretty proud that I had the discipline to not go crazy, and spend on liabilities and all useless stuff. I'm proud of the fact that I have set myself up in a sense where I can, lived the same lifestyle that I've lived while I was playing, after I'm playing, while also bringing up the partners and people who I care deeply about in our businesses together. Because that's really what means the most to me.
Right.
I've done it. I've been to the top. I've experienced it. I just want the good people around me to have some sort of good experience in that aspect as well too.
That's very noble, very respectable.
Yeah,
that's dope.
thank you. Yeah.
We're gonna play a game to end.
Okay.
It's called 4-3.
4-3.
4-3. Yeah, and you can shoot, so
Yeah.
you've made some threes in your time.
Yeah.
So you can answer any of the questions or statements in one word or one sentence. If that makes sense.
One word or one sentence.
One word or one sentence. Okay. So finish the sentence for me. Basketball is
my lifestyle. Yeah.
Describe your journey in one word thus far.
My journey in one word. Ooh, that's a good one. I would say my journey's been pretty disciplined. It has been.
If every athlete in the world had to do one thing when they stop playing basketball, when they retire, what would it be?
When they stop?
I know, it's another good one. I wrote it myself.
What would they do when they stop? I'm more of doing it like while they're doing it, but when they stop, I guess you'd have to invest. Make your money make you some money. Find a way.
What if you don't make a lot of money in your playing career? What if you're playing overseas in Division III and you've been doing that for 6 years because you love basketball? What if you don't really have a lot of money?
You're still getting active income, so it's going to be tougher, but you're still a way. Once you're getting money coming in, there's still a way to
invest it.
So
basically, there's no excuse out there for you guys. You got to invest.
You just got to be smart with the money. It's just, I know the capital's not going to be as high as what a lot of the other players make, but there's still ways where you can make that money make you money.
This is game's over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well done.
Quick.
Yeah.
Did I win?
Yeah. You won. You won 44% interest.
Oh, perfect. I'll write it all off.
What do you think the NBA could do or should do better to support athletes, especially in their transition?
I would say increase their financial literacy, man. Like, make sure these guys know where they're putting their money, and so they don't just have to rely on people like hiring advisors and stuff. They need to do a better job, and I think they're gonna do it.
Okay.
If they're doing it, I've been out the league for 7 years, so they probably are doing it now.
Yeah.
But just making these guys understand, where you're putting your money, why you're putting it there, and how that money is going to make you money.
Was there programs around when you were playing?
I think there was. I think it was optional though, but I think they should make it so
mandatory.
So these guys know. Like they do have a rookie transition program, but I'm not sure how it is now again. But I just want these guys to just be smart, man. Yeah. You can still have fun, but just be smart. There's no way we should be getting broke after being in that league.
Especially with some of the money these guys are making today, right?
And I know everybody's circumstances are different, but there's still ways where you can, if you're financially smart, where you can make it work for you.
Yeah.
100%.
Hey, if you like this episode, I'm pretty sure you're going to like the other one. So if you could do us a favor, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, share with a friend. I'll see you in the next one.